Welcome, Odooers. We have already seen how to invoice your clients for your services, but getting paid is only one part of project's profitability. You also need to carefully balance the costs, such as employee wages, materials, vendor bills, expenses, and so on, and compare those costs with your revenues in order to ensure that you're actually turning in a profit. So Odoo's project app actually works seamlessly with the accounting application's analytic accounting feature. So all of your project's costs and revenues are tracked. Let's check this out together. All right, so first, let's just quickly jump into the settings of our accounting application. So configuration and settings. And I'll just make sure that analytic accounting is enabled. It is indeed enabled in this database, but make sure it's the same for yours. And then next up, we are going to go into our sales application right here, and we'll create a new quotation. So let's choose our customer, Mr. and Mrs. Lovebird, who are getting married with our wedding organizer services. So we're going to add a product here, and we're going to add our fairy tale wedding pack. So this is a service which is invoiced on fixed price, and it will also automatically create a project once we confirm this. Perfect. You can see that the smart buttons here have been immediately created. So I will just go into my project smart button really quick, allocate some time just in order to organize my work a little bit better, because since the service is invoiced by fixed price, it will not actually impact the invoicing itself. And next up, I will jump into my projects and I will quickly set up my top bar. So I will add some records that I will find useful to easily access later on. So this is something that's not only immediately practical for my work, but it also ensures that whatever records we create using the top bar, they will be automatically linked to the project analytic accounting, and therefore they will be displayed on the profitability dashboard. It's something that you could also do manually going into each record, but it's just much easier using the project top bar. Anyway, here I will add my timesheets, my sales orders, my purchase orders, as well as my vendor bills. And I will also add my project dashboard so I can always easily access it. Perfect. All set. Now let me show you what the profitability dashboard looks like right now before we start on the work. So I'll click on dashboard right here. And you see that I only have one record so far. So the expected revenues of 3,000 euros for the service pack. Obviously, as I will move forward with the invoicing and actually getting paid, this amount will get moved between those different stages. And what I can do is I can use my smart buttons to access my tasks, and I'll start working on my actual project. So let me pick up this task right here, the venue selection. I will move it to ongoing. And I will say, you know what, I spent 2 hours right off the bat researching the wedding venues. Meanwhile, let's say that my colleague Mike picked up this other task right here for the menu planning. And he has also spent 2 hours working on this task. So 2 hours, and let me just select Mike here from the drop down. And so now if I go back into my dashboard and take a look at my profitability report, I see here that I have another entry created automatically showing up in costs. Do you have any idea where this might come from, Guillaume?
I believe that those are the costs of the employees' work, but maybe you could explain where the exact numbers come from?
You're right, Guillaume. Those indeed are the costs of employees' work as specified on their employee forms. So if we look into our employees application real quick, and I look at my own profile and my settings tab right here, I see that my hourly cost is set to 50 euros per hour. But then if I look again and take Mike's profile, for example, you see here that since he's a little bit more senior than I am, his hourly cost is set to 70 euros. So this is all summarized quite neatly in the profitability dashboard. And if I go to my project dashboard, you see that the 2 hours that we each spent working on this project so far actually does amount to 240 euros of costs for my company. Nice. So we got some moves on the menu, as well as the venue. But what would a wedding be without flowers? So let's go into our project again, and let's place an order, a purchase order with our florist, Fiona. So we can very easily create a new purchase order from here using our top bar. We will select the vendor, Fiona's Florals, and we will add some flower arrangements here. Let's say we're going to get 20 of those. It's a big wedding after all. I will confirm my purchase order. I can even say immediately that I have received my products, and I will validate the delivery. And now if I go back to my purchase order, you know what? I'm also going to create the vendor bill right away. I'll set the date for today and confirm. All done. We have gotten our flowers. Now, if I go back to my project, my purchase orders and my dashboard, I can see here that my handled purchase order also shows up in my project's costs here with the 400 euros that I will get billed by my vendor for the flower arrangements that they provided. Perfect. So we've got quite a bit of work on this project so far. So it might be a good time for us to get our first down payment from the customer. So to do that, I will go into my sales orders. I will go into the original sales order here, and I will create my invoice. Let's say we will request a down payment of 50% and create a draft right here. We can see that our analytic account is listed very neatly here on the invoice. And we can even confirm it right away. And we're done. So let's go back into our profitability dashboard. Again, dashboard right here. And again, we see that our down payment is already included in the dashboard immediately, just like that. So we will see that our clients have been invoiced the 1,500 euros. Perfect. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of an idea of how the profitability dashboard works. There's, of course, so much more that could be reflected here. So you could have your expenses, your material costs, your milestones, your manufacturing orders. Basically, everything that's linked to the analytic accounts of this project will show up in the profitability dashboard. And of course, if you want to learn more, you can always check out our documentation and play with the features on demo.odoo.com. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.